and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be drawing Kuki Shinobu, who is a character from Genshin Impact. If you don't know her, she's a 4-star Electro character that I really like using recently in my Dendro teams, especially my Hyper Balloon team. So I really wanted to try drawing her and see how that turned out. And I think overall the drawing turned out okay. I apologize. My audio was not working in the beginning of the video because I got a new mic and I really wanted to use that to record like the drawing sounds because I think that's pretty satisfying to hear as I draw instead of just silence and just BGM. But unfortunately, I was watching a YouTube video when I was recording the first half and I had to cut out the audio, and also my computer fan was like super loud, so I also had to cut the audio from the beginning because of that. So yeah, so the drawing. This is the sketch portion. I kind of spent a long time on this part. It wasn't too bad, I would say. And then yeah, I've never drawn Kuki before, so this was pretty much like my first ever attempt on drawing her. So I was a little nervous at first because I wasn't sure how I wanted to pose her, but I did do some quick like thumbnail sketches in my sketchbook before I attempted to draw her, so I think it actually turned out pretty well, and it was pretty close to how I planned it in my thumbnails. I know this is probably like the first time I've ever drawn a Genshin character on my YouTube channel. I actually regularly draw a lot of Genshin fan art. Like if you check out my Instagram or my TikTok, I actually have done quite a few Genshin fan art. I think this might be the first 4-star character I've ever drawn. No, that's a lie. No, I've drawn Chongyun before, but it was like a long time ago, and it was like a Copic marker drawing that is not that great looking to me now. I probably would redo Chongyun if I ever get a chance to redo drawing him. In terms of Genshin, I have been playing for like a while, pretty much ever since it was released. Probably just like a little after the release date. Right now, currently on the banner, it's Scaramouche, or the Wanderer as his new name is. I ended up not getting him because I'm trying to save for Alhaitham, who's coming out in the next patch, so I hope I can get him. Yeah, they already drip marketed his design and everything, so I'm really excited to get him. Yeah, I was able to get Nahida. That was like one of the characters I really wanted to get, especially since she turned out to be like the best Dendro applicator, so I really wanted to get Nahida in terms of that, because if I didn't really want to use my Traveler anymore, so it was really nice getting Nahida. Yeah, and then now in the drawing, I'm going over like my rough sketch because I'm really messy when I sketch, so I find it easier if I clean up my sketch lines. Yeah, I'm also cleaning up the sketch also makes the process of coloring faster for me in general, so I tend to try to keep everything neat by the time I color, but most of the time that never happens. I end up having to render a lot of things because all my lines are so messy. But yeah, like I thought probably the hardest part of Kuki's design was probably going to be her mask, because technically you can't really like see her face, and I wasn't sure like what kind of expression I wanted her to make. But I ended up doing more of like a dynamic pose, like kind of showing like her more of her face and kind of like her front of her body. And then I also will add like lightning, like lightning shapes to kind of show like a more of a dynamic like feeling to the drawing. Oh yeah, and also the new TCG game, the card game, came out recently as well. I don't know, I haven't tried attempting to play it yet, but I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I'm still like, I've watched like some videos, and my sister also plays, so she was telling me like how the gameplay was. She said it was okay. I think what bothers her the most is the fact that there's so much RNG within the, like, rolling the dice for the elements. She said that part was a little bit hindering in some ways, but I don't know. I want to try it myself before I kind of give my verdict whether I like it or not. Not really been doing much in Genshin. I've been trying to like farm the new artifact set, because I think that not the one for Scaramouche, but the one for the other one. I think it increases like all the dendro reactions. I really want to get that for my Kuki, and I don't know, I have a feeling maybe Alhaitham is probably gonna need that artifact set as well, so I hope I can get that artifact set soon. I'm just really tired of farming, honestly. Farming's been kind of a pain recently. I tried really hard to get the Gilded Dream set. Like, I have one full floor set, which is on Kuki right now, but ideally I would like to give that to my Nahida, because without the Gilded Dream set, she doesn't have like 1000 EM, which is what I'm trying to do right now. So temporarily Nahida just has like the Dreamwood Dendro set right now. So hopefully in the future I can try to get that new set and replace the old set, the Gilded Dream set, so my Nahida can actually use that. Let me know if there's any characters you guys want to see me draw. I also really want to draw Yao Yao, since she has been drip marketed finally. I really love her design overall, so hopefully I can draw her soon, maybe in like another video. Okay, so now I'm starting to color the drawing. So what I did was I duplicated my sketch, and now I'm changing the background color for the ideal lighting. And right now I'm using the lasso tool to make the lightning shapes. This just overall makes it easier to make like random shapes, and also they'll be like super solid because the lasso doesn't really have like a feather quality to it, so it makes it like super sharp edge and not like super soft looking. And yeah, I changed the lightning shapes to the addition layer so it would like light up more. And then yeah, I started coloring the face. Overall, I tried to make my lighting like consistent. Like, I was trying to make the lightning, the electricity, I guess you could say, be the main light source in this drawing. I don't really achieve it when I like first start putting down the colors, but later on you'll see me adjusting the lighting some more, so there's more shadows on Kuki's face. I also plan to draw the Wanderer soon as well, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it a YouTube video, because he does have a lot of design like accessories, and I'm really scared about drawing his hat. I think that's what's probably gonna be the most challenging for me overall. So maybe I might just do in just a short, possibly, so we'll see about that. I also, let me know if you guys do want to see more Genshin fan art. I really love drawing Genshin characters because their designs are so like unique and pretty, and I just really love them overall, so let me know if you guys want to see more of that. Like right now, I think in my life, it's been kind of busy recently. I've been trying to do a lot of more adult things, and I recently going to start like a new job, so unfortunately doing art isn't full-time, but hopefully I can make it full-time in the future. I want to like still do it, but you know, right now it's kind of tough, so I don't know how consistent I'm going to be posting as much as I did before, so we'll see. Something I also want to mention is, as you can see, like, Kuki's expression is kind of not as lively, or it doesn't really have emotion. I feel like that's something I really struggle with is trying to give my characters that I draw with more emotion. I know she's not the most like expression like heavy character in Genshin, but I really think that's expressions are really important when you're trying to evoke emotion to your viewer. So that's something I really want to work on. I do actually change Kuki's eyes, like how I draw them later on. Unfortunately, I think I cut that out from the video, or actually, I don't think I actually recorded like me changing her eyes. So later on, you'll see like her eyes look different. That's because I changed them off screen. I did a lot of like little changes off screen because I didn't have enough. I felt like I was pressured for time when I was recording. Also, I get really tired when I record. So I actually filmed this like throughout multiple days. Like I can't really like draw all of this whole drawing in one sitting. I get kind of distracted easily, unfortunately, and I end up kind of like watching videos as I draw, which is probably not the best habit, but I need something to sustain my attention while I draw because sometimes I can't always like focus on one thing. I don't know if I have like ADD or something. Maybe I like have slight ADD, but I do need like something to help me concentrate. So doing the drawings recordings like throughout like multiple sessions actually was really helpful when drawing Kuki. Another thing that also prevented me from just drawing in one session was I posted this on my Instagram, but my camera constantly kept dying. Unfortunately, I only have one battery for my camera, so I had to keep charging it as I filmed this drawing. It was very annoying. I think I kind of like rage quit on like some of the sessions of me drawing. That was like probably the most frustrating time I had like recording because it was constantly like, oh, ran out of battery, and I'm like, oh, that means I have to wait for the camera to charge before I can start again. And I think that kind of hindered the momentum of this drawing a bit because I think this drawing did take a long time to finish. I really want to work on how long it takes me to finish a drawing. I've said this before in like my other video. I think it was the Nikki and cinnamon roll video, but it really frustrates me how long it takes me to finish a drawing. Like so far the record has been kind of like at least 20 hours, which is ridiculous. I really should be not taking this long. I just don't have like that speed, I guess, or efficiency. I think what I need to do is plan better, because if I plan the drawing better, it does cuts down some of the drawing time. So now I'm actually trying to change the lighting of the drawing better. So I made like a multiply layer, and then I added an overlay layer to make the lighting more brighter on where the lightning is coming from. And the multiply layer basically made the shadows where Kuki's face is in shadow, like darker. And yeah, I'm just trying to adjust all the colors. I also changed the background too. So before it was kind of just like a solid, like a gradient of colors, and now I'm kind of adding like more texture to my background. I'm using, I think in the Procreate, they have a Splatter brush. I think it's under probably like the spray paints or something like that. And I thought it would look cool to make kind of like a splatter effect in the background, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Overall, I think actually giving texture to your background makes your character pop out more. So that's what I was trying to do. Oh, and then I'm also adding I also use the Flicks brush, which is also in Procreate. I kind of like make these like white speckle dots by using that brush. Finally, I made the lightning kind of glow more by using an addition layer, and I basically went over it with the same color as the lightning. And now I am rendering the drawing. This takes, as I mentioned before, this takes the longest, and just basically me cleaning up lines and shapes and adding like things I didn't add in when I was initially coloring the drawing. I ended up cleaning a lot from my original drawing. For example, like here, I added a lot more details to like Kuki's ribbon, because at first I didn't really have any lines or anything to make this ribbon look more realistic, or kind of like more alive, I guess you could say. So that's something I did. Something I also did a lot while I was rendering Kuki was trying to make the lighting more prominent as well. I don't actually show it in the video, but I did a lot of, when I was rendering, I was very careful about trying to keep the lighting that I established from the beginning. That was something that was a little bit challenging at first, but I got the hang of it as I kept rendering. Something that really was hard for this drawing was rendering like all the little metal that she has on her design. Like here in her hairpiece, like this kind of gave me some trouble because I wasn't sure how I was like showing I wasn't sure how to make it look more like metal. I think that was something that was difficult for me. And also, there's like this metal, like, it's not like a collar, but it's like this chest piece that's on her clothes. It's kind of like triangular. Oh, I think you can see it right here, but that part also gave me a lot of trouble. Like, overall, I would say the outfit was like the hardest, and it took me the longest to render because I had a lot of mistakes from the beginning, and I had to clean up a lot of stuff that I didn't clean up when I was actually drawing it, which I kind of regretted. I wish I cleaned up more before I started to render, but I was very determined, so I really wanted to render everything quickly. I think the hardest part about drawing Genshin characters is probably how like these characters have so much extra like little accessories and little like stuff that like goes into the design. Obviously, you can tell like when you draw these characters, you realize how much effort and how much time they have to put in to like make each design of these characters look unique to that character. So I think something, that made me appreciate Genshin character design more is when I drew the characters for myself, because I was like, wow, this is a lot of work just to make all these little tiny details and little accessories for each character. It's not an easy thing to do. And I honestly, Genshin characters probably do take the longest for me to draw. When I draw like other characters, like for instance from like ensemble stars, I would say their designs are relatively more on the simpler side. They're not as intricate as Genshin characters, so it doesn't take me as long to draw. But when it comes to Genshin, there's so many different factors that you have to think about when you draw them, so I think that's probably the most challenging thing when it comes to drawing Genshin characters. Sorry if this is a little off topic, but something that's been more occupying my attention recently that's not Genshin related is the fact that Niji Sanji has debuted a new wave. Their new wave, I believe, is called Exole. It's spelled really weirdly. At first I had no idea how to pronounce their group name, but now I do. And I really enjoyed their debut recently. It was really fun to watch a new wave debut. At first I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the new livers, because I felt like it wasn't even that long since Aluna debuted, but I was a little scared because I was like, oh no, there's gonna be more competition for viewership. So I didn't want Aluna to be feeling hindered by that, because they just debuted like I think 4 3 months ago. It hasn't really been that long. So yeah, I drew recently. What's his name? Doppio. I drew him recently. If you're curious about that drawing, you can check out my Instagram for that. But yeah, it's really nice getting a new wave. So I've been really trying to draw the new VTuber livers, like their models. I'm like, oh, I really love their designs, so I've been trying to draw their models recently. I think my favorite person out of the whole wave that's really like stood out to me was Vermilion. Yeah, overall, I'm just this new wave has just made me very excited, and I can't wait to see more of them. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. If you really like VTubers, then yeah, I hope to do more VTuber fan art in the future as well. So yeah, back to the drawing. So right now I'm kind of just fixing up the background more. I was trying to make the pinkish shapes I'm trying to render Kuki's like elemental skill. You know, when she presses her E, she gets that ring around her. So I was trying to replicate that, but it ended up kind of being weird. So I changed it in the end. I actually don't go with that. I just make more electricity like shapes. And now I'm just kind of fixing up the lighting again. I'm trying to make the shadows more prominent and darker, because I felt like I didn't really contrast that enough. Finally, I duplicate my rendered drawing of Kuki to keep one, and then I would Gaussian blur the duplicate. Basically, I would erase the blurred duplicate of Kuki, and this would show the more sharper and rendered version underneath, so I could blur some parts of her that I wanted to make appear that is blurred. And yeah, this is the time lapse. Just wanted to show you guys quickly how I basically had to render and fix everything. You can really see how much I had to do to fix this drawing, because honestly it wasn't like super perfect from the beginning. I had to make a lot of adjustments before the final. Overall, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy me drawing Kuki Shinobu.